Hello and welcome back to my channel, Men with Mare. All right, you all, I am here. I am finally back in business. I took about a week off from doing any videos because really I felt a little paralyzed. When the book came out, I didn't realize how much fear I was going to have. Really, some regret that lasted for a very split second because I just was like, oh
my God, it's all out there.
This is so raw. This is so transparent. It was very vulnerable, but I ultimately started feeling better as the weekend went on, and I stopped being so crippled with fear, but it was pretty bad. And also just feeling like, my life is still the same. You know how you think that something that's a dream of yours is once it happens, once it's out there, then your life will be different. And I know that that's not true intellectually, but I had to go through that experience again where it's like, yeah, I still have the problems I have. I still have the situation that I have. And even though this wonderful thing has happened, it was a result of something pretty bleeping awful. The only thing that really started to lift me after that weekend, like out of that fear, was really getting messages and emails from people that have read the book, some of you that have read the book. And it meant so much to me to hear how it really did validate your feelings and you felt less alone. And I think that it helped some of you to really get a different view of how much you should engage and how to handle loving someone with an addiction issue. So I thank you for all of you that let me know. I thank you to all of the people that bought the book. It means so much to me. I know that the books have been delayed a little bit with shipping, so a lot of people haven't gotten theirs, but please let me know your thoughts on it. I'm happy to hear them all. It's definitely a weird feeling though too, I'm happy that it's just out into the world, but then I'm like, why
did somebody give me 3 stars but didn't leave a review? Then
why would they leave me 3 stars on Amazon?
Just starting to get a little burning to get into that territory where I have to be reminded of the reason why I wrote this book. It's funny how easily you can fall into that where you're like, okay, it has to be the best and it has to be at the top of the new releases. I can't get anything less than 5 stars. And it's like, no, you're gonna get some reviews that aren't so great. And
that's okay. That's okay.
It's okay because I'm not everyone's cup of tea and not everybody feels the way that I do about loving an addict. Not everybody has the experience that I had. That's why I wrote it, because it's from my perspective. And I'm saying this also to myself to remind myself that that's okay. It's absolutely okay for people to not like your work. That's another thing about art. It is subjective. And that's why even when I react to things, people might not like it either, but it's my point of view. And if we were all carbon copies of each other, the world wouldn't be very interesting,
right?
We really want people to be themselves and be authentic. And so I am here to serve my part in that. I also will be reading snippets from my book. I will be talking more about it for my members. I will maybe share some of them with the public. I'm also very excited because I got Lana's book of poetry. This is just beautiful. I'm just blown away by it. So I'm going to be reacting to this. But today I'm going to be doing Fine China. And I chose this one because it's an unreleased song. I think you all let me know that it was unreleased. And I just find it so interesting. Like after writing this book and putting it out there and, getting different types of reactions.
Like, why did an artist not put out a song?
What kept Lana from releasing this? I think it's really interesting. So I want to hear it and see if I can tell why, maybe. Taylor has been notorious for choosing singles that I personally don't think have been the best representation of the art and her level of genius. I think that that's part of the reason why some people are confused why Taylor has such a large following. It's like, why does she? Because some of her singles that only people who listen to the radio here are kind of like, they just don't showcase it all. So anyways, let's get into Fine China. I'm interested to hear what this one is about. All right, let's go.
I wore diamonds for the birth of your baby, for the birth of your son. On the same day my husband to be
I feel you. I feel her so much. I would just want to grab her and hug her. This is exactly kind of
Sorry to make it all about me.
It is my channel.
this is how I feel a lot of the times where you're just so much of life is holding two extremes at once, where there's a birth of a baby where it's so much about the future and new life, and then she has her husband to be, her fiance probably, running, and that life, the future life that she had envisioned is no more. It's just it's a hard place to live in. So if any of you are going through that, I feel for you.
I've always been a strong woman of faith, strong like a tree, but the unlucky one. I'm going down now.
Gosh, sometimes you like wonder, you're so faithful, but yet just because you have faith in something and just because you believe and understand maybe what life is all about, it still doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, and that it doesn't mean that you end up on top. That's just the fact. Life isn't just, I would say. It doesn't honor the just or the faithful. It just doesn't.
All of my fine china and fresh linen, all of my dresses with them tags still on them. Fine china and gold silver, my white horses and my ivory arms. I guess they really got the best of us, didn't they? They said that love was enough, but it wasn't. The earth shattered, the sky open. Their rain was fire, but we were wooden. I wore diamonds for.
Okay, wow. Okay, I gotta reverse. Wow, wow, wow. Just saying that she's going down now with all of my dresses with the tag still on them. So something in her life wasn't complete. Wear clothes with the tag still on them. You don't cut them off until you are sure that you want to keep those clothing. So for her, she said she's going down with the tags still on them. So it means that whatever she was expecting, maybe a marriage, it never, and it almost got there, but not all the way. That's tragic, first of all. So fine china and dull silver. So you really don't want those two together. And usually fine china is used or received at a wedding. She's alluding to this a lot, but also talking about my white horses. So for your white horse to come around, Taylor. And my ivory almonds, I'm not sure what ivory almonds. Ivory almonds. Like pearls, or what are those like mints that are on the table sometimes at weddings? I'm not too sure about that one, but just completely crumbled underneath her. Her earth shattered, but it led to the sky opening up. But instead of pouring down the rain, it was fire, which burned them, because she's saying that they were wood, or they were wooden. Yikes. It's not good.
I wore diamonds for the day of our wedding, for our day in the sun. On the same day, my mother-to-be said she wouldn't come.
A mother-to-be means, someone who's about to give birth. So maybe that person couldn't come to the wedding because they were going to give birth on the same day that she was wearing diamonds. But we know from the first part of the song that she was wearing diamonds for the birth of the baby. This sounds like somebody who ran out on their wedding day. Horrible.
It's always been that way with me. No time for change, no time for fun. It's always been that way, it seems. One love begins, one comes undone.
That idea that you can't get everything. I really don't believe in anybody having it all. I think that we hide a lot, and the people that look like they have everything really don't. But I feel bad for her that she feels like she can't. I don't even think she's trying to say have it all. So I don't know why I mentioned that. But I think that she's saying, that she's always been the one that like she can't ever have good at the same time, or multiple good things happen to her. If there's going to be something good, then there's also going to be something bad. And I know a lot of us might feel that way too, but it's a painful feeling.
I'm going down with all my fine china and fresh linen, all of my dresses with them textile on, fine china and all silver, my white horses and my ivory armors. I guess they really got the best of us, didn't they? They said their love was enough, but it wasn't.
Second, she might be talking about material things like luxury. I mean, fresh linen. Linen isn't cheap, right? Oh. Gosh, maybe she's talking about how, a lot of people break up like right before the wedding because the wedding is too much. I personally eloped when I had a wedding.
And I doubt I will ever get married ever again.
But a lot of times there's just too much hoopla that goes on about planning a wedding. It becomes very stressful that sometimes it puts so much strain on a couple that they don't even make it to the altar because of it. So it sounds like she's talking about the fine china, fresh linens, all of the dresses, bridesmaid dresses and things still have their tags on them. And maybe it's the material things really got to them, got the best of them. So they didn't end up, they didn't end up moving forward. It got the best of them. They say that love is enough, and sometimes it just isn't. There's life circumstances, there's things that go on that keep it from really keeping us from being happy.
The earth shattered, the sky open, the rain was fire, but we were warden. All of my fine china, all of my fine china, all of my fine china, blood.
Okay. Wow. Why didn't she release this? Maybe this song was too vulnerable. Maybe this is what really happened. I mean, I can't even imagine. But maybe it is a story though too, or I just it's really sad. Material things can't come in the way. I mean, fine china, I don't think that fine china is as popular with younger generations, but it's kind of expected. It does signify, I think, wealth and money and yeah, I just wow. I have to be honest. I think that I've cried so much since the book was released that I feel a little like they're like dried up. Like I feel emotional and I feel like I want to cry, but I can't. Do any of you experience this? I don't know. All right, I'm sending you all a lot of love. Be well. Take care.